Hello and welcome to Shelby Township Parks and Recreation in the News. I'm Joe Youngblood, and on Shelby Parks and Rec in the News, we'll keep our residents updated with all the latest happenings, events right here in Shelby Township. Today we have a very special guest with us. We have Michelle Siebele. Michelle, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
And Michelle is with the Stony Creek Running Club out of Stony Creek right here in Shelby Township. Now, Michelle, there's a lot of different runs in the area statewide. It's becoming, in my opinion, even more and more popular, where you're seeing a lot of different runs. Great for fitness, a lot of fundraisers. This one right here is very special to us because it's for Special Olympics Michigan. So tell us a little bit about the race that you have coming up for Special Olympics.
The date of the race is August 7th on a Thursday evening at the 1 mile run, which is a kids run, which is the first part of the evening, starts at 6 o'clock. And then we have a 5K run, the 10K starts at 6:15, and then the 5K starts at 6:25, and we have a run and a walk both.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned it's a Thursday evening start, and that's kind of unique because a lot of runs are on Saturday and Sunday, so I think this is a great opportunity for people that are busy on the weekend to have a chance to come up after work and get the run in. Was that a little bit of the thinking there?
It's the history of the race, but yes, I think it makes the race a little bit more attractive. It makes it a little bit more convenient because most runners or walkers do some type of workout during the week, and it's a Thursday evening. The kids are still out of school, so we like to see a lot of the cross-country kids, track kids come out during the week and make an evening of it for the whole family.
Very good. Now, do you have to be an experienced runner for this, or do you have all different type of levels of runners?
We definitely have all different types of levels, from a 6-minute miler to a 14-minute miler, which is one of the reasons why we like to also have the walk too. That way everyone, no matter your pace or your level, can find a distance to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's very good. Stony Creek Metro Park, beautiful park right here in Shelby Township. Now, what is the history and how long has this race been going on, Michelle?
We are in our 43rd year.
43rd year.
Yes, yes. We, as
cow.
the Stony Creek Running Club, which is a sponsor or the one that holds the race, is our 4th year. So they started the race back in 1971, even when the bike path wasn't even constructed back then. So it's held its own ever since then. Thank you to the Metro Park.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, and obviously they're going to use the pathway around the park.
They do.
Okay.
They start out in the grass, and then it's a little bit of cross country on the grass when we start out. And then we run a little bit on the trails, a little bit on the bike path, and then back to the trails.
Oh, so it's not all just directly on the asphalt.
No, which makes it even prettier and a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. I bet. Well, that sounds great. Now, this is, we talked about Special Olympics Michigan, and that's very special to us here at Shelby Parks and Rec because of our affiliation with Special Olympics and the group athletes we take. How did you get hooked up with Special Olympics, and how many years have you been donating back to the Special Olympics?
This is only our 2nd year working with Special Olympics, and it was just a matter of sitting down at a board meeting for the Stony Creek Running Club. We wanted to give back to some type of organization that had something to do with running, and this was just one of the ones that we had picked in one of many, and it's been a pleasure working with them.
No, we really appreciate all you do, and I know the athletes, Special Olympic athletes, really appreciate it. Somebody wants to register. How do they do it?
They can go to stonycreekdistancerun.org. They can download the application, or they can also click on the link there, and they can also enter online. Or stonycreekrunningclub.org will also take you to the same page, and they can do the same thing.
Okay, and what is the cost for this run?
It's $25.
Okay, and do you get a t-shirt included?
Definitely. Okay. Not only a t-shirt, but a tech shirt. So it's a nice wicking fabric, no cotton shirt. It's, again, the nice wicking fabric. And with the kids run this year is free, and they all will get medals. So that's a nice little thing, too.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Yes, I've never ran in a 5K myself, but I mentioned before the show, the Thursday night might work out, so I think I might try and make it up there. It'd be beautiful place to do the first run.
It is, and we'd certainly love to have you.
And how many runners approximately have you guys been getting for this type of race?
We've been getting close to about 200 runners. Nice. So it is growing a little bit each year, and obviously we would love for it to continue to grow.
Definitely. And if they have any questions, is there a phone number to call, or should they just go to the website?
They can just go to the website, either my name or Mike Yates, which is the race director. Both of the names are there. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions or concerns that anyone has.
Okay, and then if somebody does register, Do they have to get there early to check in and get the computer chip, or how does that work for any new racers out there?
Yes, a little bit early, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. That way you have time to get your race number, and yes, there is a chip that you would put on your shoe and just do a nice warm up and get a whole feel of everything. The scenery is beautiful because you're right there on Eastwood Beach.
Oh, yes.
So yes,
it's
very pretty.
So Eastwood Beach, that's where they're going to report to?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what would you say, Michelle, to somebody that's never ran into a 5K like myself, and I'm always a little tentative. I always want to sign up for one, but I'm always a little nervous because it just seems a little overwhelming because you don't know what to expect. Is there anything you would say or give advice, say to me, that I jog on my own, but I haven't been in a race? Is there anything you could say where is it just more of a fun atmosphere, or?
It's definitely a fun atmosphere. It's a low key atmosphere. It's very casual, and again, the nice thing about this is that you have people of all ages. We have the children, we have the children's run, and the course is what makes it really a little bit, it's nice and it's unique. You're not just running in a subdivision in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
You're actually enjoying part of the park, the beach starting out, the trails, so you're getting a little bit of everything, the grass, the trails, the bike path, so it makes it a lot more fun and very scenic.
Sounds like a beautiful trail or
Yes.
beautiful route that they're going to be running on. Now, the Stony Creek Running Club, because we do have a lot of serious runners here in Shelby, including yourself, how can people join the Stony Creek Running Club, or is that, are you guys full at this time? How does that work?
No, we'd love to have the more the merrier.
Okay.
Yes, we'd love to have anyone come out, even if they're not sure they want to join the club. They're more than welcome to just come out for one of our club runs on the weekend or during the week and just get a feel for the group. Again, we have all different levels, from a 5-minute miler to a 13-minute miler, and so everyone is welcome.
Now, the Stony Creek Running Club, what does that entail? You guys meet up there a couple days a week, so you get to run with a group of people? Is that what the running club is about?
Yes, we definitely do. In the summertime, we do go to Rochester and we run on the Paint Creek Trail on the weekends.
Okay.
But then the first Sunday of every month, we're at Stony, and basically about all winter we're at Stony because they do a wonderful job of cleaning the bike path, salting it, and taking good care of it. So basically, it's about the only place to run, and they do a good job of clearing things, like I said, and so that's we meet there on the weekends every Saturday and Sunday during the winter months.
Really?
Yes.
Now, even this past winter, you guys were out there?
We were. We definitely were. It wasn't as nice, but yes, we were.
Well, you guys are serious runners if you're out there in this winter, because it was, I guess you just dressed for it, eh?
Exactly.
Oh, very good. Michelle, is there anything else in the run that people need to know about prior to registration or the day of the race?
The only thing that I would like to mention is it does take a park pass when you do come.
Good point.
And so if you don't have a yearly park pass, it's a $7 entry fee into the park.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Michelle, on behalf of Shelby Parks and Rec, to yourself and the entire Stony Creek Running Club, we thank you so much for all your efforts and giving back to the community in the Special Olympics, because all of our athletes, they love to go to the summer games and winter games. So it's very special to them, and thank you very much for all you do.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Good. Hope you have a great time August 7th. Hope to see you out there.
Yes, I do. I hope you come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with Shelby Parks and Rec in the news after these messages.
The picnic shelters at Riverbends Park are available for rent starting January 9th, 2012. Reservations for the Bittersweet, Hickory Grove, and Maple View shelter will be accepted for groups for the months of May through September. For available dates, please contact Shelby Township Parks and Recreation Department at 586-731-0300. Amenities include a number of picnic tables, 8 grills scattered throughout the main park area, playscape and disc golf course, horseshoe pits and volleyball nets. For more information and residential and non-residential fees, please call the Shelby Township Parks and Recreation Department at 586-731-0300.
Hello and welcome back to Shelby Township Parks and Recreation in the news. Now we have our Nature Center segment with Lauren Oxlade from the Burgess Shadbush Nature Center. Lauren, we have a lot of exciting things going on over at the Nature Center this time of year. Very busy with the summer camps.
Yes.
What camps do we have going on right now?
Right now we have an outdoor skills camp. We have 2 outdoor skills camps at the Nature Center. We have one that's designed for younger kids that's not quite as involved, and then we have slightly a more extensive outdoor skills camp called Encountering Wildlife.
Outdoor skills camp. What would they do in outdoor skills? This is like living on the land, like if you get lost in Alaska?
They will teach, our naturalists will teach some elements like that, some GPSing, geocaching, fire safety, and fire building, so how to build a fire, what things you should have on you should you decide to take off into the wilderness for the weekend or something.
That sounds pretty exciting because I know myself, I enjoy, they have a lot of these shows now where these guys are out in the wilderness and
everybody
beer,
wants to try it.
The one guy beer and they want to do this and that. 2 or 3 different guys doing those shows. Very exciting. So
yeah, it's a good
I'm sure
camp.
some of that can carry over to these kids now saying, hey, this looks pretty neat and sign up for the camps.
Well, and it's very age appropriate. The first camp, you have to take the first camp in order to take the second camp. And we really encourage kids to take one camp one year and then another camp the next year. Of course, they're more than welcome to take them back to back, but we do encourage them to take them separate years to sort of break up the learning a little bit, and then in between they can sort of practice and learn some more on their own so that they don't sort of knock it all out in one year.
So if the outdoor skills possibly, do you guys have like the Bunsen burners or making a fire if you're cold at night and type things like that?
We will do sort of like a fire safety lesson, and then there's also fishing that's taught, how to fish with different types of reels, how to tie different knots, fire safety, and then how to start a basic fire with cotton, flint, should matches or something like that get wet.
So it's outdoor skills, meaning some outdoor stuff, not necessarily what I'm thinking about where everyone's
survival.
Lost in the middle of Alaska. That's not survival.
What berries not to eat.
Yeah, right. So it's more just outdoor skills, like, how to fish and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds very exciting.
Yeah. There is, the more invasive class is next week. And that's, I guess more extensive is probably a better word, is next week. And there's still a few openings in that.
Okay. So they're getting a little bit more in depth. Some more skills that maybe for older kids or more kids that have taken the first one.
Yep.
So what's the feedback you guys get on these camps, like this outdoor skills? Yeah.
Good. A lot of the kids are repeat campers, which is interesting because we do teach a lot of the similar elements every year. So kids must either they're not getting it the first time and they benefit from taking it again, or they just really enjoy the camp and want to take it again. We do plan most of our camps with the intention of getting a new batch of kids every year, but we do have a lot of repeat campers for camps they've taken previous years. So that's always fun to have the same kids back.
Now, do you do a lot of this stuff right behind the Nature Center in the woods and on the trails out there?
Yeah.
And that's if I've had residents, if they haven't been back there. Beautiful back there.
It is very
you think
nice.
You're up in Gaylord or somewhere up north.
It's beautiful.
The way it drops down and the staircase going down. And so yeah, that's it. Behind the Burgess Shabbush Nature Center, beautiful trail system. Check it out if you haven't.
Yeah, we have 2 main trails behind the Nature Center. We have our upper trail.
That upper trail is beautiful.
Yeah,
also.
it's really nice if you have a stroller. If you can't navigate as well, because it does bring you right back to the center. It's a 1/4 mile loop. It's fairly flat. They keep it pretty well groomed. And then our lower trail is a little bit requires a little bit more skill, but is would be considered a beginner trail. Yeah. It's a little bit more hilly. It's got some steps that you have to go down and then come back up, and that'll take you to the river. And that's a very nice walk.
And you probably want to bring some off.
Yes, the deer flies are horrible. It's not even so much the mosquitoes with how hot it's been. The deer flies are terrible.
Now,
so
will off
bring repellent.
help with the deer? Really?
Yep.
Very good. Now, also, Lauren, you do have some other camps coming up.
We do.
We have about 3 or 4 more weeks left of camps. What do we have coming up at the Nature Center?
Camps run from the 2nd week in June through the end of August, and we still have openings, just a couple openings in Craft Camp 1 and Craft Camp 2, and those are the 1st and 2nd week in August. And then we have quite a few openings in our Critter and Bug Camp, and that's the last week in August.
Critter and Bug Camp. I know that's always a popular camp. So
yes, it is. We've had a few difficulties with registration, but all those have been resolved, I believe, so people can go back to. Yeah, there have been some difficulties that we hadn't experienced before. So we did work out all of those as far as I know. If people were having trouble registering before, there are quite a few openings in Critter and Bug. They can call the Nature Center. They can call Parks and Rec. They can do it online if they have their household ID. There's a lot of different ways they can register.
So if they tried it online, try it again now? Things
Yes,
should be ready.
please do. Try again if you did online before. If you were having trouble, you can call the Nature Center. We'd be happy to walk you through it. We can give you your household ID. There's a lot of different ways to register.
Very good. Well, it sounds like the camps are in full swing,
Yeah.
doing very well. And I know throughout the year at the Nature Center, you guys have some wonderful events over there,
Yes.
and you'll keep us updated as those come up. And I know in the fall we have some different events. So
Yeah,
good
things pick
going
up
on.
in the fall,
Yeah.
in the winter, and in the spring. Summer's pretty much camp season.
Camp season. Yeah.
Yep.
Now I see you have a special guest with
I
us
do.
today. It looks like an angry little turtle.
He's not super happy.
Yes, I see that.
He had his
what
mouth
type of-
open earlier.
Yes, he did. What type of turtle is this?
This is called a common musk turtle. That's MUSK. And they get the name because they will, if they're extremely frightened, they don't have a lot of defense mechanisms other than to swim away, to bite, or they will release this really foul-smelling musk out the sides of their shell here and over here.
Okay.
And it makes them smell absolutely awful. So anything that thought it might want to eat them before, the intention is that after it smells that, it's not going to want to eat them anymore.
Okay. Does this turtle bite?
He certainly could.
Okay.
He was donated to the Nature Center about a week ago, which we were pretty excited about because we haven't had one in about a year. This isn't a turtle that you find too often because they do hang out on the bottom of streams, sandy ponds, things like that. They're not typically a turtle that you would see up basking in the sun
I see.
the way you would our painted turtle. They behave a lot like a snapping turtle.
Really?
Yeah, so you don't see them too often. Chances are that this is actually a female, and we have another one that was donated. We got 2 in 2 days,
Okay.
which was pretty exciting.
Where did they find
exciting.
him at, or her at?
In their backyard, actually.
Okay.
And people, because they don't see this turtle too often, they're not quite sure what it is
Sure.
or why it's in their backyard.
Now, is this a younger baby turtle since it's so small?
This is actually, that's a good question. This is actually full grown. They will range a
Really?
little bit in size from about 3.5 to 5.5 inches, but this
Okay.
is a full grown common musk turtle. And chances are that this one and the one that was donated the day before her, they were traveling to lay their eggs around this time of year. So their eggs will incubate for quite a long period of time and then hatch out in the fall.
Now, when you get a turtle like this donated to the Nature
Mm-hmm.
Center, you guys care for it a little bit, show it off, and then release it back into the park system?
Often when it's a Michigan native,
Mm-hmm.
which means it's a plant or an animal that's naturally from this area, it's
Okay.
supposed to be here.
Sure.
If a native is brought to us, it's usually a pretty exciting thing. Even if it's something that we find on a fairly regular basis, we're always encouraged to educate our visitors about some of the animals that are living in their backyard that they might not realize. So often when a native is brought to us, unless we have a lot of them, like our garter snakes, for example, we have quite a few of, we
Yeah.
will keep them for a period of time. And then because they are a native, it's safe to keep them for the spring, summer, and into early fall. And then we will release them at a time that gives them plenty of time to prepare for winter.
Oh, okay.
So we do have quite a few less animals in the winter. Everything sort of slows down in the winter.
Right.
So we do pick up a little bit more as far as the variety and the number of animals that we have in the summer.
Now, he doesn't seem real happy, but he doesn't seem distressed. I mean, he seems pretty comfortable with you holding him.
Yeah, she
You know,
has
he's like
seemed
he's
to calm
relaxing,
down quite a bit.
The one arm's just kind of, hanging out.
Just chilling.
Now, can I hold this turtle?
Sure, if you want to.
Now, can he reach his neck all the way around and bite?
I don't want to give you a definitive answer. I would just hold him further back. There you go.
Like this?
Just like that.
Okay. You don't think...
That's fine. If you drop him, he doesn't have very far to fall.
Because his neck was so long, I don't know if he could reach around and bite me.
They do have a fairly long neck given how small they are.
Yeah.
So I just always, to be on the safe side, hold them further towards the back of their shell.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about the bite. It just...
No, it would hurt, but it wouldn't do any
I don't want it to hurt
serious
my
damage.
hand for my golf game. So
You certainly wouldn't want to mess up your
just don't
golf game.
wanna-
That would be a tragedy in itself.
yeah, he does look a little nervous.
Yeah, I mean, because he's a wild-caught turtle, he's probably not super thrilled about being here and being in the bright lights.
Well,
and
and he's probably not being...
He's
being
probably never been
very
held
up.
before.
Yeah, he's not sure what's going on.
But he's handling it quite well.
Now, the claws pretty sharp here?
Yeah, they are. I mean, they will use those to sort of dig and forage for food. They eat a lot
Whoa.
of small things that you would
So
find.
soft.
Yeah, their skin is very soft. They're kind of squishy, surprisingly.
Yeah, it was just like nothing. It's surprising.
With our painted turtles, actually, that's our state reptile. The males will have very long front toenails, and when they court the females,
he's looking starting to angle.
That's
coming
fine.
on to get me.
When they court the females, they'll actually go up to them and they'll wave their claws in the female's face. I don't know what it is they're trying to tell them, but that's how they sort of try and get the female interested.
Look at how far he can extend his
yeah, his neck is very long given how small of a turtle he is. I don't know if you can see.
And for protection, can he actually get everything back inside of his body?
He can pull the majority of his limbs and his head and his tail inside his body.
Now, will his shell close up, or some turtles do that?
His will not. We do have a couple species of turtle in Michigan that can do that. The Blandings turtle, which is a species of special concern, I believe, with the Department of Natural Resources. Okay. They can close up their shell. They do have a hinge. I don't believe they can close it up completely, but they can slightly.
Enough to protect themselves,
yeah, and then our eastern box turtle, which is our only native land turtle, they can completely close the front of their shell and the back from the bottom. They'll do that when they're overwintering,
okay.
Or if they're frightened.
Now, during the winter, out in these severe Michigan winters,
yeah.
What will the turtle do?
He would burrow down below the frost line,
okay.
Where he wouldn't be affected by the cold temperatures. He will slow down. His heart will only beat a couple times a minute,
okay.
And he will go the entire winter without breathing.
Really?
Yeah, so he'll be able to get some oxygen through his surroundings,
okay.
But a very severe winter certainly could lead him to not emerge in the spring.
Sure. That is a very interesting.
Yeah, people don't get to see them too often, so we're pretty happy to
No.
have them at the Nature Center. If anyone wants to come see them, they'll be there until probably the end of August.
Okay.
Or into very early September, and then we'll release them.
And this, once again, is a musk turtle.
A common musk turtle.
Common musk turtle.
There is other species of musk turtle, but the one we have in Michigan is the common musk.
Okay. So the common musk is not found in other states. That's the Michigan one.
You can find it in other states, but there is another musk turtle called the razorback musk, and I believe they're found further south.
Okay.
But this is the one you would find in Michigan.
Very good, Lauren.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate, I know everyone enjoys with you bringing the animals on here. Very informative. We
you.
appreciate that. And
Try and bring
you
something
do
different every time.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it.
We're running
It's,
out of options.
Hey, that's all right. We get people still keep donating some of the stuff. The
Sure,
native,
yeah. Always bring us
creatures.
stuff just because we want to see it, even if we can't keep
Sure.
it. We always want to see the things that people have found and the stories of things that they've seen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, Lauren. Well, thanks very much for being
Sure.
on the show. And thank
Thanks for
you,
having
common
me.
musk turtle. You'll be out in the wild soon, bud.
Yes, he will.
All right. Thank you very much for watching Shelby Township Parks and Recreation in the News. Please remember, here at Shelby Parks and Rec, we create community through people, parks, and programs. Please visit your park system soon.